Uh, Shalom. Like start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom to you fellow laborers out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity, especially during these times. Shalom to the few Akwatium that believe as well. A hearty shalom to you other laborers and believers that are scattered throughout the face of the earth. Whether you be among the heathen and elect the heathen, which are speckled bird Israelites, to the whole household of faith, which is the elect, I want to say shalom. I mean, the brother Shakya from the Indianapolis branch coming at you with another lesson, Lord willing, edifying to the flock. And we got an article, and we're gonna get right into it. As you can see from the screen, it says the ICC responds to appeal of Hezbollah say Benjamin Netanyahu or Netanyahu arrest warrant. All right, and this is which we're gonna bring out the scriptures, but this is proof that Cain, which reincarnated as Esau, all right. When he was Cain, though, he said what? He should be a fugitive in the earth. Okay, a fugitive is someone that's fleeing justice. And we want to bring that out because to this very day, right, the Edomites are in power. They still their rulership, their age, all right, in the Aeon sense. And the International Criminal Court was set up by Esau. All right, and the top of Esau is the Amalekites. All right, the tribe of Amalek, all right, which is the chief of the nations. And people, looking at why the ICC can't bring him to justice or bring him to into custody, it's because it's not up to the nations to bring him into justice. It's up to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. Matter of fact, let's read. Let's go to Genesis 4. All right. Let's go to Genesis 4. All right. You want to read? Maybe 12. What?
Genesis 4 and verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond that shall be in the earth.
Right, and this is what the Lord told Cain after he murdered Abel. All right, and you remember that Cain was known as that wicked one. All right, let's jump over real quick to 1 John 3, and then we'll come back to Genesis. Go to 1 John 3 and read 11 and verse 12.
1 John 3 and 11. For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another.
Right. And in the account, of Cain and Abel, right, Cain showed that he hated Abel because why? The sacrifice that was given by Abel, all right, which was a righteous sacrifice. And then you had Cain, his sacrifice, which was not what the Lord accepted. Okay. The Lord required a burnt offering of what? The fat of lambs and goats and what have you. And Esau brought the wrong thing to sacrifice. And he wasn't accepted. So he got wroth, all right, and murdered his brother. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous.
Right. See? And it's the same thing goes for us today. All right? We represent Abel, and Esau is Cain. All right? Abel was righteous, just like Jacob was said to be righteous. Cain was the wicked, and Esau said to be the wicked. All right? Hey, Malachi 1 and 4 say he's a border of wickedness, man. You got something to say, bro?
You got it.
Let's go back to Genesis 4. Anytime you want to chime in, brother, get in there.
Genesis 4 and verse...
You read 12 again. Start 12 again.
Verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond thou shalt be in the earth.
Come. So a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. All right. Now you keep reading. Keep reading.
And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, thou hast driven me out of this day from the face of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and from thy face shall I be hid.
Mm-hmm. It's just the true knowledge, wisdom, understanding. All right, that lead unto everlasting life or righteousness. Esau don't have that. He bears the knowledge of wickedness. You know, and the scripture say what? The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. See. So keep going. It's not, and I should be a fugitive.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
It says, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
Yep. So there you go, man. All right, and that mark, we know that the Lord stripped Cain of his pigment, and he became leprous, or a leopard. All right, and the same thing when he came back after the flood, when the wicked was established in the earth again, or the wicked seed came back, I should say. All right, this time he was born leopard. He was born as a leopard, or he's born with leprosy. Okay, he's a clean leopard, which is the Edomites. Cain came back as Esau. Excuse me, Cain was known as the wicked one, and the Edomites are the wicked. You know. But it says what? That anybody that should take anybody that slayed Cain, the Lord will take vengeance on the sevenfold, right? So Esau, all right, he's able to do what he does because why? That's still carrying on from when he was Cain. No one can, take him out. Because Yahweh Shai is the one Yahweh going to send back to take Esau down. You bring out your precept, bro.
Proverbs 16 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Mm-hmm. So you can speak on that.
So yeah, they got a purpose, They're, that's why, these nations can't come against, or they can't take down Esau, Edom, all right? Because ultimately, it's Yahweh Shai's, like the brother was saying, it's Yahweh Shai's. That's his goal, or not his goal. That's his
Mission.
Yeah, that's his mission.
that the Most High gonna send them on.
So that's why these Edomites they can't these nations, all right, they can't come against them ultimately and take them all the way down, because that's Yahweh Shai's mission,
Yeah, like Moab. The so-called Chinese. Mm-hmm. Moab has pride. Hey, scripture say what? We have heard of the pride of Moab. People think, oh, well, the Chinese Chinese gonna take over. No. That's why it says in Psalms 2, why did the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Because why? It's a vain thing for them to think that Moab is going to take over and rule. All right, the seed of Jacob is on deck to be next rulers forever. All right, and that starts with Yahweh Shai and 144,000, man. Let's read a little article though. It says the International Criminal Court Appeals Chamber has instructed a lower panel to reconsider Israel's objections to the court's jurisdiction over arrest warrants issued for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, according to a ruling published on Thursday. And this is published on April 25th. So that's like roughly, 7-8 days ago, roughly. It says, last November, the ICC issued arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Gallant for allegedly committing grave atrocities, which is not allegedly. The whole world sees it. What's going on in the Gaza Strip or Palestine is that they're just being, murdered. All right, it's a mass genocide going on. Okay, and that's something the whole world can see. No matter how they try to paint this narrative, it's clearly one-sided. Including the use of starvation as a method of warfare during Israel's military campaign in Gaza launched in response to deadly 2023 raid by the Palestinian militant group Hamas, which we know Hamas was created by the Mossad, which the Mossad is the Israeli, all right, Central Intelligence, So they set up their own adversary, to justify them doing what they're doing, because you're starving out the people. What does the citizens of Palestine have to do with these so-called Hamas militants? All right, you're murdering civilians, schools, hospitals, everything you can think of. The whole neighborhoods are destroyed. That has nothing to do with these so-called militants you claim to be pursuing. Bring it on.
Isaiah 14 and verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. So, just like how now, Esau, they could starve out, the people, these nations, all right, these other nations, all right, they could do whatever they want, all right, but guess what? It's going to, when Yahushua, returns, all right, and you get taken out of your seat, guess what? Once we have you in subjection and slavery, guess what? Nobody's going to hinder us from doing what we got to do to you, from the judgments that we're going to be putting upon you. Hey, the roles is about to switch. We're about to have powership, all right?
That's
so
right.
all this is coming upon you, all right? Destruction is coming upon you for your unrighteous dealings, Your ways are totally against Yahweh Shem Shah. So guess what? The Lord, we all know the Lord is long suffering. He'll allow you, to build up your case, So now that, what does the scripture say? Sins reaches up to heaven. So the sins is the Lord, he's remembering all the sins that's that this place or these so-called white men have done to this earth. So now he now soon to come, he's about to take them down. And righteous rulership is coming. So I'll start at verse 7 or go to verse 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. So yeah, once this man is taken out of rulership, all right, we got this man under captivity. That's the start of life, or that's the start of life. That's the start of the earth being able to because in that Genesis 4 it said that the earth is not gonna yield unto her strength. So that's why all the the trees, the grass, the air, or not the air, but
you can say the air, the food.
Yeah, the food. It's all downgraded because this man is in rulership. But once this man is out of rulership from doing all his wickedness, all right, because everything is against Yahweh Shem Shai's laws, statutes, and commandments. But once this man is out of rulership, guess what? Everything's gonna flourish. That's right. Righteousness leads to life. But that was it.
Bring it out. It says, Israel, which is not a signatory to the Rome Statute, argued that the court lacks jurisdiction over its citizens. At the time, the ICC's pretrial chamber dismissed Israel's objections filed before the warrants were issued as premature. So it proves that, man, that yeah, this ICC was set up, and the ICC was set up to do what? To bring them to justice who commit genocides and acts of aggression or atrocities, right, to nations throughout the earth, right? Who set up the ICC? Esau. Esau's in rulership. So he don't even abide by his own so-called laws that he's set up himself. It would show you that he's a hypocrite. You gotta abide by the law, but he don't have to abide by the law. It's his law. He does what he wants. See? But that's okay, man, because the Lord is gonna take you down, man. Let's go to this. This is Isaiah 33, beginning at verse 1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest," right? Now, what does the word spoilest go? Let's look that up. See what that goes into. The Hebrew word is shaddad. It says to deal violently with, despoil, devastate, ruin, destroy. Well, what does 2 Thessalonians call him? The son of perdition. Perdition means destruction. One who brings destruction, right? Matter of fact, we can get that real quick. Let me come back here. 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, right? The lawless man, the son of perdition. All right. Even the NLT says what? Don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there is a great rebellion against the Most High, and that man of lawlessness is revealed, who, it says, the one who brings destruction, which is Esau. John 10 and 10. The thief coming not but to what? Kill, steal, and destroy. And that's the so-called white man Esau, beginning with their elites. These small hats, man, these 1948ers. You know? So back in Isaiah 33 and 1, it says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, right? Which is what? Another word for treacherously is what? Deceitfully. Right? And they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease, and you know what? No one has the power to deal treacherously with Esau. You're the top nation, right? Like the brother said, can somebody take Esau down right now? Because why? That's Yahweh Shai's job. All right? That's his mission when the Most High set him free or give him that green light to come back and to take down these nations, beginning with the Edomites, the top ruling nation right now. You know? It says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. Yeah, you're gonna be destroyed or ruined, right? It says, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. See? And that's gonna happen, all right, once Yahweh Shai come back, man. You're gonna be taken down, man. Because none of these nations can take you down, all right, no matter how much they want to or desire to. But what the scripture says this. Let's go to Isaiah 63. It says, Isaiah 63 and 1, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Which today, all right, modern day Basra is America. All right, the capital city. All right, this is the capital city of Esau's rulership. You know, the golden city, right? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness mighty to save. Right? It says, and that's gonna be Yahweh Shai, man. All right, this is prophecy about Yahweh Shai coming back. All right, and you know, coming against Edom. You know, even the scholars know this. You know, and that proves that Edom has to be in rulership. Because this haven't happened yet. That proves that Esau has to be in rulership. What it says in 2nd Ezra 6. Bible shot, grab that real quick. Bible shot, grab that. All right. That proves the Edomites are here. You got guys like Vocab say, oh, the Edomites are doing away with. No, the Edomites are still fucking here, man. Who's in control of the beast, this beast system? It's Esau. You know? Who is in control of Babylon the Great? Esau, the wicked. Okay? If we understand, according to biblical prophecy, that this same beast system, all right, which began with, you know, the Greeks, all right, because that was the first time Esau came into power, all right, and it was, you know, and it was even stronger or made stronger, all right, or prospered more as, you know, when they were the Romans. You know, this system is still in place. See the deadly wound, all right, which is going into the fall of West Rome, the rest of the Roman Empire. It was healed during the Renaissance, and that same system, all right, where it speaks about the 7 heads and 10 horns, that old Roman system was brought back through the Renaissance. Because even this very own ICC, you look it up, it goes back to what? Matter of fact, let's look it up.
Roman statue.
Yep, Roman statue. Roman statute. International Criminal Court. Okay. See what we can get. All right, the International Criminal Court is an intergovernmental organization and international tribunal seated in the Hague, Netherlands. It is the first and only permanent international court with jurisdiction to prosecute individuals for the international crimes of genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crime of aggression. See? You read down, it says the ICC is distinct from the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, and an organ of the United Nations that hears disputes between states. Established in 2002, pursuant to the Multilateral Rome Statute, the ICC is considered by its prominence to be a major step toward justice and an innovation in international law and human rights. But it goes back to what? The Roman statute. See? See? Going back to what? The old Roman traditions. You know? When the Romans were at the height of their power, it was ruled by the Edomites. You know? See, that proves that these Edomites are back. And we understand that they came back there was the rebirth. That's what the word Renaissance goes into, the rebirth. The rebirth of the wicked coming back into power. See? And this is why, matter of fact, let's grab Proverbs 29. And we're going to come back here to Isaiah 63. That proves the wicked is in power, because look at what's going on around the earth today. Right? You can read it when you get it.
Okay, yeah, I'm tripping. Proverbs 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Mm-hmm.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
There you go. So when you look around the earth, the people are in great mourning. Globally. All right, globally, the inhabitants of the earth is in mourning. Everything has been turned upside down by the wicked, man. All right, the hammer of the earth is beating everyone down. I mean, especially, us, all right, the chosen seed, the righteous seed, the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American people.
Appreciate it.
Bring it out.
This is Psalms 9 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou sattest in the throne judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever.
Yeah. And that's coming. That's coming. Because of what it says in the numbers about Amalek. Matter of fact, we grab it, yeah.
What is it, number 24?
Mm-hmm. The number's 20. It's 23 or 24.
Nah, it's 24.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 20 and 20. It says, I can read it. Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nation, which goes to the word chief or first, right? Or I'm sorry, head. Chief or head, right? It says, but his latter end shall be that he shall perish forever. Mm-hmm. See? Amalek goes back to Edom. Direct lineage, the direct bloodline of Esau. Edom is his grandson. That was made by his own son. And that's how genealogy continues, or bloodline continues. Through the men, the fathers. All right, as Numbers 1:18 tell us. You know? The Amalekites are the ones that's in the land of Israel today. Portraying that they're the people of the Lord. You know? The people that's committing mass genocide against the Palestinians right now. That's Amalek. They try to call them the Amalek, you know. See? But you've been found out.
Oh yeah, he used a precept in 1 Samuel that the Lord told who was it? Who he told slay Amalek?
Yeah, Saul. Told King Saul to slay the Amalekites.
To utterly destroy him.
Yeah, utterly destroy him.
And he used that to justify what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got a little bit more.
Come on, you bring it up, bro.
Psalms 9 verse 6 actually. It says, all thy enemy destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial is perished with them.
Mm-hmm.
Or verse 7, but the Lord shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment.
Yep. And that's when you don't see Esau being judged. When the righteous government is set up, all right, in the authority seat, or the seat of authority, and it says we're going to judge these nations, we're going to judge the world, man. So how much more the wicked? We're gonna have these Edomites, all right, bringing up their charges against them, which is going to be slam dunk evidence. So like it's going to be slam dunk evidence against the Edomites. You know, they can't even refute it. Everything is being recorded. The Most High is recording everything. So when the day of court, you know, in the kingdom of heaven comes up, and you're on trial, Esau, or you stand before the judgment seat, when we're the judges, right? Because we're the true judges of the earth, man. We're just in the lowest state right now. You're going to be judged for all your crimes against humanity, man. Okay? In fact, we ain't got to go back there. Let's get this. Let me see. Did we finish that numbers? You can't. Let's get this. See, it was what that preacher I just had in my mind. Shalakia. Lord wouldn't come back to me. Let's go here. Let's go Lamentations 4. Lamentations 4 and we'll get this. Verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Right, because the cup represents what? Slavery. All right, the curses that we have to endure. All right, even until this very day, they're going to come up on the Edomites, man. All right, you're going to be punished. Like it says in Jeremiah 49:12. You're not going to go unpunished, man. See? Verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Right? Iniquity goes into wickedness, man. Some of the wickedness of Esau is on display. You know? How he deal with the nations. All the wickedness he's done in the earth. All right? Everything. Matter of fact, when you look at what's going on right now, the Lord has really uncovered everything that Esau has done and is doing. You know, when you look at everything that's going on. All right? That's why it says that what? Matter of fact, Jeremiah 49:10 says what? I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. The fact that we know that the Edomites is in the land of Israel ruling or living in that land, occupying that land, and committing genocide over in that land, proves that the Most High has revealed him or uncovered, all right, What's it says in Isaiah? The covering cast that was over all people was the nation's true identity. You know, we know who the Edomites are. We can identify the Edomites easily through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And it says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked in Job 9:24. You know, it's not the people that's ruling wicked. You know, look at what's going on in the Holy Land. All right, all kind of wickedness going on, from Pink City, Tel Aviv, to all kind of sodomite behavior, pedo behavior. You know, they don't even subscribe to the scriptures, man. They live by the Talmud, a dark, wicked, satanic book. You know, let's get this Isaiah 26. This is Isaiah. Oh, Slack, I clicked on Ezekiel. I thought I clicked on Isaiah, Slack. Isaiah 26:10, it says, "Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord." You see on that, bro?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so they can't learn righteousness, you know, because hey, just like that Genesis 4, you know, they said that his, you know, the Lord's face is, you know, hidden from him, you know, meaning that he can't, you know, instruct himself to do, you know, righteousness, you know. Yep. That's why this world that we're living in, you know, is totally against, you know, the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua.
Yep.
You know, and that's what's going to get them out of the power seat, you know. What does the scripture say? Psalms 119, it is time for thee to work because they have made void of thy law. Mm-hmm. You know. So yeah, hey, so this man, hey, them doing all the weirdo acts over there in our homeland, guess what? You're gonna be removed out of the homeland. You know?
Yep.
By nuclear missiles. You know, because the scriptures talk about how, you know, the land of Israel is going to be a desolate, but you know you're going to rebuild it back up. You know,
and of course they're going to throw it down.
Mm-hmm.
Malachi the 1st chapter. He said they should build, but I will throw down.
Mm-hmm.
And we're living in a time where the Lord is getting ready to throw down. You Edomites power structure. Yep. You know. Mm-hmm. So hey, man. You know, everything is just pretty much out in the open about, you know, everything regarding the truth, man. This is why we're despised, because we bring out the true gospel, all right, the true knowledge which comes from the Bible, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. See, we're the ones that was made to reprove them. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 2. This is why they hate us. So they hate them that rebuke it at the gate, right? Mm-hmm. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. Let's see. See who started. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. I'll start at verse 11. It says, "Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found nothing to be worth." Right, man. And this man set up all kind of righteous decrees. You know, they even they got laws in the books that when they come down on the men of the Lord, all right, they'll be backed by their own law, which is wickedness, man. Because why? We the ones that bring out the truth of the scriptures. You know, they've been wanting to remove the Bible from society in itself. You know. Verse 12, "Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings." Right. You were set to be wicked, to be evil. And we were set to be righteous and wise. You know, he upbraided us with our offending the law and objected to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. Right, man. And Esau committed all kind of offenses, you know, against the scriptures, against the Most High's law. Daily. That's right, daily. See, verse 13, he professes to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he called himself the child of the Lord. And we know that, hey, Esau, hey, you're bastards, man. It says what? A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. And Zechariah. Where's Ashdod? The land of Israel.
In the land of Judah.
Yep, in the land of Judah. Well, they try to portray themselves as Judah. You know? Verse 14, he was made to reprove our thoughts. Again, be rebuked in the gate. What it says in Isaiah 59 that get that Isaiah 59, what's that, verse 15, Baruch Shah?
Yeah, true fellow. Is it like that?
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 59:15. Yeah, true felleth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey.
Which is us. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment.
Yeah, so we become prey because we speak righteously. All right, against all this wickedness that's around us, against the ungodly that's in rulership, man. You know, that's why the main thing, the part of the council is to what? Get us off the streets, to silence us. Even got our own people sending in these damn councils talking shit against us.
Yep.
Which the Most High is going to destroy them too. All right? Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. You know? Verse 15, it says, he is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. Right? Because the Lord has fashioned us to be a light into this wicked, dark world that we're living in.
Yeah.
See?
Precept.
Isaiah
60 and verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Mm-hmm. That's talking about those Israelites. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That's us with this truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Good.
So yeah, we're in the point of time where, hey, Esau Edom, so-called white man, you know, him being in rulership, you know, him being, you know, totally against Yahweh Shem Al-Shah, he's pushing that vibration, you know, to the people, you know. So everybody's under that vibration of just against Yahweh Shem Al-Shah, you know. Mm-hmm. That gross darkness going into, you know, ignorance, you know, ignorant of what's right and what's wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, Esau tell you that everything's okay. You know, if you're a LGBTQ member, mm-hmm. you know, but that's off against Yahweh Shem Al-Shah, you know. But it said, but it said, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. So yeah, in the midst of all that, you know, of all these wicked niggas, you know, hey, the Lord's gonna put his spirit out, you know, on his men. All right, and guess what? We stand out, you know, in the midst of evil. You know, we stand out. You know. Mm-hmm. Scripture talk about how wisdom maketh, you know, a man's face to shine. Mm-hmm. You know, so we stand out because everybody's wicked, but you know, you got the ones that's righteous. Yep. You know, that's and it's a total. You know, these people see it. You know, or that demon on them see it.
Yep. That's why we're strange to everybody, even our own people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're strange. We're pretty much exiled from society. You know, we're made like outcasts to this world, but that's okay, man. Okay.
Yeah, Yahweh Shah said that the first, or the ones that are first now, they're gonna be last in times to come. You know, I'm paraphrasing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you got it.
Yes. We know it. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right, so that wicked has been revealed, man. You know, it says, verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, man. All right. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, man. This is Esau, Edom. What does Satan mean? Adversary. And the Edomites are the people of Satan, man. All right. That's why everything that they do is what? Satanic. You know, it's adverse, all right, to righteousness. All right, that's why they can't do good. Because why? They are accustomed to doing evil because they were set to do evil. And that's why he comes against us. Because we represent the good. All right? The Lord set us up to represent good or righteousness in the earth. And the Lord had, set us against them and them against us. That's why I should say what? That the righteous are an abomination to the wicked. So are the wicked the abomination to the just, roughly paraphrasing. So, hey, this is what it is, man. And they hate us for that, but hey, so be it. We're doing the will of the Lord, man. That's all that matters. This is going to lead us into everlasting salvation, man. All right. So, hey, with that, we can close it right there. All right. Lord willing, you've been edified. We're gonna end it off by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. A double honors to the apostles and the elders, again, of Great Millstone who rule well. Hey, shalom to you fellow laborers out there, doing the work week in and week out, pushing this truth. Hey, shalom till next time, and we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.